Hello viewers, welcome back to my channel. Hope you are doing great. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please go ahead and subscribe. I have created so many playlists for various categories of the problems: breadth first search, depth first search, dynamic programming, binary search, trees, graphs, and so on. So please check them out. I have uploaded the code for this problem to GitHub page. So if you want to look at the code, the link is available at the description section of this video. Please get that and you can follow along. Let's jump into today's problem. The problem is valid perfect square. Given a positive number, integer num, write a function which returns true if num is a perfect square, else false. Do not use any built-in library function such as sqrt. So basically we are given with a number and we need to find out if it is a perfect square. So one thing that we are given is it's a positive integer, right? So that's also we are given. So positive integer is starting from 1, right? 1 to the number of integer range, whatever that in the particular language, right? So basically we are not supposed to use the built-in square root function and still try to find out whether it is a perfect square or not. So what is a perfect square? So let's say in the example one, right, 16 is a perfect square because it has 4 into 4. So that's what it is. So any perfect square will have the integer. It can decompose to an integer. Basically the perfect squares are 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, right, 49, 64, right, 81, 100, 121, and so on, right? So these are all perfect squares, right? So any other numbers other than this, so if you look at, right, under 100 or up till 100, there are only 10 perfect squares, right? So until 100 there are only 10 perfect squares, right? 10 perfect squares until 100, right? So as the number grows, right, the number of perfect squares will come down. So for example, the integer range is actually this one. So integer range, right? So integer range in C#, the max integer basically. So this is the int max, right? So this is the int max value. So it's this many digits, right? So that means there is much lesser perfect square in that range, right? So when I did a simple test, it was around 45 to 50,000 perfect squares, not more than that, right? So there are only 45,000, around 45,000 perfect squares. The number, just take it with a grain of salt, it's around 45 to 50,000, okay? So it's that range, the number of perfect squares under this integer. So this is the integer max, right? So between 1 to, so integer range is 1 to, so positive integer basically 1 to 214 748 3646. So between this there are around 45 to 50,000 perfect squares. So what we could do is we could do a reverse engineered way, basically for a given number, right? So whatever the number that is given, we could start with a 1 and do multiplication of number by itself and see if that number is equal to the number given. So simply it is like this. So I will go something like this. So for int I is equal to 1, I is less than probably 45,000, I plus plus, right? So int product, right, is equal to I star I, right? So if product is equal to num, whatever the given num, then we will say return true, right? So otherwise finally we will return false. So we could just do this simple thing. So be sure to check what is the maximum that you want to put here. So max may not be 45,000. You just have to check, okay? So this way we can do and see if the given number is a perfect square or not, right? So so this is a reverse engineered way, and it will have a time complexity of order of 50,000 around, right? So since 50,000 is a very big number, it's not like 1 or 2 or even up till 10, right? So we could not ignore that as constant time algorithm, right? So whatever the number that is given, we cannot really say order of 50,000 is a constant time algorithm, right? So that's the reason why what we would say is this is not an efficient way to solve this algorithm, right? This problem. So this is not an efficient algorithm to solve this problem. So let's look at even better than order of 50,000, right? So order of 50,000 is the worst case, right? So we will look at a better one. So that is, we are going to tap into the binary search way. So we are going to look into the binary search way. Okay. So what we normally do, we are given with a number in a list of integers, right, which are sorted, and then we are trying to find a target, whether the target is there in that particular sorted array or not in the binary search. So similar to that, let's say we are not given with an array here, but let's say our target is the decomposed format of perfect square. So what does that mean is, if you are given with a number 100, right? So 100, right? So that means 10 into 10, right? So 10 into 10 makes 100 as a perfect square. So what we are looking is the decomposed format, that means 10 into 10. So if we reach to a number 10 through binary search, from 100, if you can reach to 10 from the binary search, right, we can do much better, right? So that means we will be able to do that in the logarithm of given number. So logarithm of given number will be always less than the order of 50,000, right? So we don't actually need to do 50,000 operations. So order of logarithm of given number will be much less. For example, even for the integer case, right? So integer is a 32-bit integer, so 2 power 32. So logarithm of integer max, if you take, right, so that will be 32 operations. So that will be just 32 operations, 32 times, right? 32 times we will go through, as opposed to 50,000, right? So 50,000 we were going for the integer max, but in case of integer max for this binary search based algorithm, we are going through only 32 times. So how many folds that we increase? It's probably more than 1,000 folds that we have decreased the time complexity for this algorithm, right? So let's go ahead and look more into the binary search based algorithm, right? So now that we have decided, okay, the way to go is binary search. So we will assign start is equal to 1 and end is equal to whatever the given number, right? And let's calculate the midpoint of the start and end, start plus end by 2, that's what we are going to call, and we multiply mid into mid. So if mid into mid is equal to given number, then we will say the given number is a perfect square then and there itself. But so it's not always possible with the one single decomposition, right? So if mid star mid into mid is greater than given number, then we will reassign the end to mid minus 1, okay? Otherwise we will reassign the start to mid plus 1, right? So we go through this process of assigning the mid to mid minus 1 to end, or mid plus 1 to start, something like that, right? So all those operations we will be doing until start is less than or equal to end. If finally if we get out of the loop, right, then we would say, okay, the given number is not a perfect square. So we will say given number is one perfect square only when mid into mid is equal to the given number. This is the only case we will say it is a perfect square. Otherwise, if it enters the loop and comes out of the loop, then it is not a perfect square. So let's try to implement this algorithm. I have the code here, write down. So if the number is less than or equal to 0, right, just return false, okay? And if the number is equal to 1, return true. So we don't have to really check for 1 or less than 1, okay? We just return if less than 0, it is false, if it is equal to 1, true. If it is greater than 1, that is when we will start the process. We will assign start to 1 and end to the given number. So that is a given number, right, as a parameter. So while start is less than or equal to 2. So this is a similar to binary search method that we are going to do. So calculate the midpoint, start plus end by 2. So just because the end, the given number could be in the integer max value. So when you add 1 to the integer max value, it could explode the integer range. That's why I am calculating the mid as long. Okay, so I just change the data type to long so that I can calculate the mid into mid. So that is the midpoints product will be also I am putting into the long. Okay, so if the product is equal to the number, that given number, then we return then and there. We don't have to go further. But if product is greater than the number, what we are going to do is mid minus 1 is the end. So we are cutting the search space into half, right? If it is greater, that means we are using the mid plus 1 as the start. So basically what we are essentially doing is cutting the search space into half. So if the search space is n, we are cutting it to n by 2, n by 4, n by 8, n by 16, n by 32, like that. So we are going through that process through this while loop, right? So the only case when we are saying return is if the product is equal to the given number at any point in this computation, right? Otherwise, if it comes out of this while loop, we will say, okay, it's a false. That means it is not a perfect square. So since we are following the binary search process, right, here the only difference is the search, there is no array given here for the target. Our target is the num, that's it. So product we are calculating and num. So let's go ahead and look at the time complexity and space complexity for this algorithm. Time complexity. So as we said, this process is following the binary search, and every time we are reducing the search space into half, the time complexity will be order of log n. Okay, order of log n, where n is the given number, right? N is the given number. And space complexity is equal to, so what space we are actually using here? So we just use only two variables, the start and end, and we are using the mid and product. So these are all constant variables, right? So the space we are not using much here, so we will call it as a constant space algorithm. So this algorithm is a constant space and order of log n algorithm. So this will be a much improved algorithm than what we talked when we started with. So when we started, it was like we wanted to go from 1 to 45,000 and see whether it forms a perfect square or not, right? So that is order of 50,000, whereas this is order of log n. For a given integer range, even if it is int max, this would give you a 32 times. So this while loop will execute maximum of 32 times for a integer range. So whereas in our first algorithm, this kind of loop would have been executed like 50,000 times, right? So that's how it is basically. So we have solved this algorithm with the binary search process. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section below this video. I have posted this code to GitHub repository. As I said, you can find the link below in the description of this video. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please go ahead and subscribe and also share among your friends. Please click on the bell icon so that you will be notified about all my future videos. Thank you for watching. I will be back with another problem soon. Till then, stay safe and goodbye.